Good morning, class. Welcome to Central Carolina Community College. I know for many of you, this may be the first course that you've ever taken in college. Some of you may be a little more seasoned, but I just wanted to do a quick overview of what to expect here in week one. Also, give you a crash course in Blackboard if you've never used a learning management software before. So, once you're logged into Blackboard, you should come to a landing page that looks like this. And it's very important that you don't skip over the resources that are here on this landing page. One of the probably the most important resources that students never see, and I try to highlight this on the first day, is kind of hidden in this little list here. So you'll notice that it doesn't look like a list until you get in there and actually scroll down. And the most important one that I see students skip over is that we have a link here for you that gives you Microsoft Office, the whole Office suite for free, as long as you're a college student. All you have to do is follow this link, use your login credentials, and at the end of the rainbow, if you will have browser access to all of Microsoft Office applications. We're talking about Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, OneNote, you name it. Now, I say browser access because if you are working on like a Chromebook, like one of these newer style laptops that don't really have hard drives for you to download things onto, you can actually do a lot of your homework in college just by using those applications in the browser window that you're working in. But you also will have the opportunity to download a license of Microsoft Office onto your device if that's something that will work for that device. So you'll have either option. But again, as long as you're a full-time student in college, you do get this for free. And I always like to show students that. But once you kind of look through the resources on this first page, you'll want to go down to courses here. And you may be in more courses than mine, but for the purposes of this course, you're going to click on Business 110. And then you're going to come into the class. Let me make sure that it looks the same as yours. So I'm going to enter student preview mode. All right, so this is what yours should look like. And the first place that you're always going to land is the announcements section. So it is your responsibility to check this course at least 2 or 3 times a week for announcements. Now, on my side of things, I also send out announcements via email, but that goes to your school issued email. When I say school, I mean the college, not any email that you may have associated with your high school. So that means that you will either need to log into Blackboard in order to see the announcements there, or you need to add your Cougar Mail to your cell phone, or check it frequently to make sure that you're not missing the announcements there. And you'll note that in this first announcement, I stress the importance of completing 2 things. One is the Start Here area. We also call that area like the course tour. And the other is Module 1. This class moves pretty quickly, and so Module 1 and the Start Here area are going to be due in the next week. So it's very important that you start digging in, okay? So let's take a look at that Start Here area very quickly, and then I'll make sure that you understand what the rest of these tabs are. All right, so Start Here, you need to make sure that you've gone over the information in this little area. First is the important dates. The semester started today. We have a mandatory attendance check-in date. That is September 2nd. If you do not complete the items in this area before September 2nd, I am forced to withdraw you or drop you from this class. I don't want to do that, so please don't let it happen. Okay. Next, you need to review the schedule and course syllabus. If you've never seen a syllabus before, it basically details all the information that you need to know about a class. Okay, it talks about what class you're taking, prereqs that you may need, the textbooks that you need. Talks about the grading system, the types of assignments that you're going to face. etiquette, rules of the class, and anything else that we want to make sure that it could be different depending on the subject. And then the course schedule, it's included on the course syllabus, but it's also here as a separate document for those of you that just want to have a copy of the schedule that you can follow. It will tell you everything that you need to know in terms of due dates. So it'll tell you the due dates, and you'll notice once you get to looking at it that it is kind of like a round robin. You have one due date per week, and everything inside a specific area of the course is due on that due date. And you'll see how that lines up. It's actually pretty easy to keep up with once you get into the rhythm. There's also the course outline. This just breaks down the course into topics. So if you're interested in kind of knowing on the front end, okay, what am I getting into here by taking this intro to business course? This kind of lays it out into headers and subheaders. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more content than that, but I just kind of like to give students an idea of what they're about to learn. Going back, there is the Start Here quiz. This is how I actually verify or confirm your enrollment in this course. This is the item that you must complete by September 2nd. However, you will not do well on this if you have not reviewed these. Okay, so it's very important that you pull these up and that you read them and then take this short little Start Here quiz. I think it's 10 questions long. Shouldn't be too difficult. It just verifies that you've read the items that cover the expectations of the class. Once you're done with that, pardon me. Once you're done with that, you can hop right down to assignments. But before you go there, you might want to look at the course resources. So there's a few course resources here that you might be interested in, depending on how far along you are in your college career. You may know how to already do some of these things, like looking for online resources, looking for credible resources, using APA-style formatting. If you already know these things, you can skip on by that. But if you don't, I highly recommend that you stop there for a few moments and look these things over. They're very, very helpful. I partnered with our librarians to develop these for my students because I had a lot of high school students who would frequently say that they didn't know a lot of this stuff. And so, as a business instructor, I don't have much time to go over the basics with you, but I thought, hey, I can at least, give you some resources that you can look over in your own time. Contact information is also listed here for anyone and everyone that is pertinent to the success of this course. Okay. And then, of course, we're going to jump down to the assignments area. This is where you're essentially going to live for the majority of the course. There is essentially a module for every chapter that we're going to cover. And the first module is Module 1. It is due very soon. And so let me show you what a module looks like because they all look the same. They kind of follow the same rhythm. Let me hop in there. There we go. All right, so every module will have a checklist, and that checklist will tell you what to do. When it says read Chapter 1, I don't have a copy of Chapter 1 in Blackboard. You should have been issued either a hard copy textbook or you should have been issued a credit with our bookstore so that you could purchase a digital copy of that book. If this sounds like gibberish to you, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I highly recommend that you contact your CCP advisor because they are the ones who are supposed to furnish you with these materials. Okay, I have given you access to the PowerPoint, but I will tell you that if you are interested in making an A in this course, you will not be able to do so if you do not have a copy of the textbook. It takes that level of reading to be able to do well on the chapter quizzes and on the exams. Okay, so this is essentially what your weeks are going to look like. You're going to have a reading. You'll have a PowerPoint. I'll also post a lecture for you to watch for those of you who prefer to listen to a professor speak rather than read. And then you'll have a discussion board. Now, for this first module, there's one extra step. It's selecting your company and waiting for confirmation. So you do have a project this semester, and that project involves looking into a company. there's a list that you must use to select your company, and no two students can have the same company. So what I've done is I've provided you with a list, and then what I'd like you to do once you look down that list is I'd like you to navigate to the first discussion, excuse me, not the first discussion forum, to navigate to the discussion forum and submit your preferences there in this format. So you will select 3 options that you would like to look into, and as long as nobody else has already claimed one of your options, then great, you'll get your first one. But if someone has, then I will look to your second or third options, and you can use this link here. You'll notice that my mouse changes, see that, to go and submit your preferences. So you'll review this list. Okay, this is the list that you can review. It's very long. Okay, so there's a lot of options, and I encourage you to take your time and pick something that you're really interested in. And then when you come back, you'll click this link. And as you can see, there's already folks submitting their preferences, but you will click create a thread. You'll title it your preferences, your top 3 choices, and then you'll submit them to me. And then you will wait patiently as I come back and confirm. I'll confirm by replying to your thread. I will also start listing your names in the sheet. Okay. Once you have your company confirmed, you will go back to, whoops, I did not mean to jump out of there. Hold on one second. You will come back to the first module, and you will do the first discussion forum, which it gives you instructions here on how to do so. So you'll want to read the instructions. For this first one, you're going to have to listen to a podcast episode about your company, and then you're going to answer the questions below, and you will do so by traveling. You'll see again, this is a link. You'll travel to this link, you'll create a thread, and you will begin your discussion forums. Now, your discussion forums are designed to be your class participation for the week, right? So they're very low stakes assignments. It's basically hit or miss. If you do it, you will get full credit. If you don't do it, you won't. But they are there as a parallel to your project. So your company project for the whole semester, the instructions for it are here, and it'll be due towards the end of the semester. But what you'll notice when you look at the project, so let's take a look at that really quick, is that the weekly discussions that I'm giving you correlate with the topics that I hope that you're going to cover in your final project. Okay? And so while they are low stakes and you'll get credit just for, doing your part, I'm going to hold you to much higher standards at the end of the semester when you submit your company project. Why? Because I gave you all semester to work on it, and I gave you discussion prompts to kind of guide you along the way. So I'm expecting a very professional presentation submitted to me at the end of the semester, and it's a very high stakes assignment. It's worth the same thing as a final exam. All right. So I think that about covers it for now. I don't want to overwhelm you. If you have any questions, please submit them to me via email. Otherwise, hop on in, and we will talk to you soon.